Oh my, it seems we have a situation here.
Put that away, it's rude to point.
How utterly bizarre.
Cold water hits skin like a slap. Arion gasps, stumbling backward as the shock steals his breath. His hands fly to his stomach. Instinct, protection. As icy rivulets soak through his shirt and plaster the fabric against his swollen belly. The bottle clatters to the marble floor, spinning in a slow circle that sounds too loud in the sudden silence. The lobby of the Aurelius Grand Hotel freezes. Every head turns. Every conversation stops. Phones lift like synchronized weapons, red recording lights blinking to life across the gilded space. The chandeliers overhead cast everything in harsh, unforgiving gold. Arion's vision swims. He blinks water from his eyes, tries to focus, tries to understand what just happened. His pup kicks, hard, violent, distressed, and he makes a small sound in his throat that he hopes no one hears. They hear it. The man standing over him, tall, sharp suit, face carved from contempt, smiles. Not the warm kind, the kind that cuts. There, Silas Devereux says, voice carrying across the marble and velvet like he's announcing something important. Consider it charity. You look cleaner. Laughter ripples through the crowd. Not everyone, but enough. Hi viewers, kindly tell us where you're watching from and what time it is. Arion's hands shake as he tries to wipe his face. Water drips from his hair, his chin, soaking into the collar of his shirt. He can feel every eye on him. Can feel the weight of judgment pressing down like a physical thing. He came here to book a table. That's all. A private dining room for an anniversary surprise. Something quiet and warm to remind Kael that even dangerous men deserved softness sometimes. But he never said Kael's name at the desk. Never dropped the surname that would have changed everything. Because Arion doesn't use power that way. Doesn't hide behind his alpha's reputation like a shield. He wanted to be treated like anyone else. With basic dignity, basic respect. He got neither. His voice cracks. He clears his throat, tries again. I can pay. I just wanted. What you want? Silas interrupts, stepping closer. Doesn't matter here. This isn't a shelter. We don't cater to Omegas dragging around mistakes they can't afford. The word mistakes lands like a fist. Arion's hand spreads protectively over his stomach. The pup kicks again, slower this time, confused. They can feel his heartbeat racing. Can sense the fear and shame flooding his system. He needs to leave, now, before this gets worse. Before someone recognizes him. Before Kael finds out. Because Kael made one rule very clear. If anyone hurts you, you tell me. And Arion knows exactly what Kael does to people who break that rule. I'll go, Arion whispers, backing toward the door. His shoes squelch against marble. Water pools beneath him like evidence. I'm sorry. I didn't mean. Of course you'll go. Silas gestures to a security guard. Escort him out. Make sure he understands we have standards here. The guard moves forward. Arion's pulse hammers in his ears. He can't breathe right. Can't think past the humiliation burning through his chest and the desperate need to protect his pup from the stress flooding his body. He turns toward the exit. The brass doors swing open. 3 men walk in. The temperature in the room drops so fast Arion can see his breath. The first man is tall, broad-shouldered, with deep brown skin and red-tinted locks pulled back in a knot. His hands curl into fists the moment his eyes land on Arion. Riven, the hothead, the one who solves problems with his knuckles first and questions later. The second man is leaner, lighter-skinned, with sharp cheekbones and blonde hair styled with precision. He scans the crowd with calculating amber eyes, already counting exits and witnesses. Soren, the strategist, the one who plays chess while everyone else plays checkers. The third man stops in the doorway. Kael Kovan doesn't need to announce himself. His presence does it for him. Dark skin, broader than his brother's, taller, face carved from stone, expression utterly unreadable. He wears a black suit like armor, and his eyes, cold, bottomless, the kind that don't blink. sweep the room in one slow pass. They land on Arion, on the water dripping from his hair, on his hands pressed protectively against his stomach, on the crowd with their phones raised like they're filming a circus act. Kael's jaw tightens. That's the only reaction he gives. But the air pressure changes. Something shifts in the room's energy, like the moment before lightning strikes. Every alpha in the lobby feels it, their instincts screaming at them to back away, submit, get out. Arion's knees nearly buckle, not from fear of Silas anymore, from fear of what Kael is about to do. Kael? Arion breathes, barely audible. Please don't. The pup kicks. Kael's eyes drop to Arion's stomach. His expression doesn't change, but something flickers behind his gaze. Something volcanic and barely contained. Silas, oblivious, rolls his eyes at the newcomers. He crosses his arms, irritation flashing across his face. If you're here for him, take him. Omegas pretending to be high-class guests need reality checks. Riven takes a step forward. Did you pour that water on him? His voice is low, dangerous, the kind of tone that precedes violence. Soren moves beside him, hands in his pockets, posture deceptively casual. Before you answer, choose your next words very carefully. Silas scoffs. Who are you to tell me? Kael finally moves. He doesn't rush, doesn't shout. He walks across the marble floor with the measured pace of someone who has all the time in the world and knows it. He stops in front of Arion, removes his suit jacket, drapes it carefully around Arion's shaking shoulders. The jacket is warm, smells like cedar and safety. Arion wants to cry and doesn't know if it's from relief or dread. Kael's hand settles on Arion's stomach. Gentle, steady, grounding. The pup kicks once beneath his palm. Kael's jaw flexes. Brother, Riven says quietly, stepping closer. Say the word. Soren adds, voice soft as silk. This hotel won't survive your anger. Silas opens his mouth, finally sensing the danger. Look, I don't know who you think you are, but he is my spouse. For words, spoken in Kael's flat, emotionless tone. The room explodes in gasps. Silas goes pale. His mouth opens and closes like a fish drowning in air. You're what? Kael doesn't repeat himself. He never repeats himself. He looks at Silas with eyes so cold they could freeze blood. You humiliated my family. Then he turns to Arion, expression softening by a fraction. Barely perceptible, but Arion sees it. We're going home. Arion nods, unable to speak past the lump in his throat. Kael guides him toward the door, one hand still protective on his back. Riven and Soren fall into formation beside them, a wall of lethal power. The crowd parts like water. Silas stands frozen in the center of the lobby, surrounded by phones still recording, his face captured from every angle. He doesn't realize it yet, but he just made an enemy who doesn't forgive, who doesn't forget, who never, ever lets go. As they reach the doors, Kael pauses, doesn't look back, doesn't raise his voice. I'll be seeing you soon. The doors close behind them. Inside, Silas stares at the space where they stood, watching the video notifications already flooding social media, watching his name start trending, watching his entire world begin to collapse. And still, he doesn't understand the magnitude of what he's done. What do you think Kael will do to Silas? Drop your predictions below. The car smells like leather and rain. Arion sits in the back seat, Kael's jacket wrapped around him like a blanket, shivering despite the heat blasting from the vents. His shirt is still damp underneath, clinging uncomfortably to his skin. The pup has finally settled, exhausted from the earlier distress, but Arion can still feel phantom kicks echoing through his body. Kael sits beside him, silent, unmoving, staring straight ahead with that expression that gives nothing away. Riven drives, knuckles white on the steering wheel, jaw clenched so tight it looks painful. Soren rides passenger, scrolling through his phone with the kind of focus that means he's already working. Nobody speaks. The silence is worse than anger, worse than shouting. Presses down on Arion's chest until he can't stand it anymore. I'm sorry, he whispers. Kael's head turns. Slowly. For what? For... Arion's voice breaks. He swallows hard, tries again. For going there. For not telling you. For... Stop. One word. Firm but not harsh. Kael shifts, angling his body toward Arion. His hand finds Arion's, threading their fingers together with surprising gentleness. You did nothing wrong. But I... Nothing? Kael repeats, voice dropping lower. He hurt you. That's on him. Not you. Arion wants to believe that. Wants to let go of the shame still burning in his chest. But he can feel the tension radiating off all three brothers, can sense the violence simmering just beneath the surface. You're going to do something, Arion says quietly. Not a question. Kael doesn't answer right away. His thumb traces slow circles over Arion's knuckles. Grounding, soothing, the way he does when Arion's anxiety spikes. Yes, he says finally. Kael. He humiliated you in public, endangered our pup, filmed it. Kael's voice remains level, but there's steel underneath. There are consequences for that. Riven snorts from the driver's seat. Consequences. That's a nice word for it. Riven, Soren warns without looking up from his phone. What? We all know what needs to happen. Why dance around it? Because, Soren says carefully, we're not animals. We do this smart, clean, legal. Riven's laugh is sharp and humorless. Legal, right? Because that bastard deserves due process. He deserves what I decide he deserves, Kael says quietly. The car goes silent again. Arion stares down at their joined hands. Kael's is so much larger than his, scarred across the knuckles from fights Arion doesn't ask about. Strong enough to break bones, but holding Arion like he's made of glass. I don't want you to hurt anyone because of me, Arion whispers. Kael's grip tightens fractionally. Then I won't. Arion looks up, surprised. Kael meets his eyes. I won't hurt him. I'll destroy him. There's a difference. The distinction should comfort Arion, should make him feel better about whatever's coming. It doesn't, because Kael's version of destruction is thorough, methodical, the kind that leaves nothing standing. Soren's phone buzzes. Once, twice, 3 times in rapid succession. He tilts the screen toward Riven. It's already spreading. How bad? Kael asks. Trending on 3 platforms. Video has 50,000 views and climbing. Comments are... Soren pauses, reading. Strongly in Arion's favor. Riven grins without humor. Good. Let the whole damn city see what kind of man runs that hotel. They will, Soren agrees. Question is, what do we do about it? Kael is quiet for a long moment. His thumb never stops moving over Arion's hand. Steady, rhythmic, grounding. Nothing, he says finally. Both brothers turn to stare at him. Nothing, Riven repeats, incredulous. Yet, Kael clarifies, we let it spread. Let people get angry. Let the court of public opinion do its work first. Soren nods slowly, understanding. And then we move. When he's already drowning, we push him under. Arion closes his eyes. He wants to protest, wants to tell Kael to let it go, that it's not worth it, that he's fine. But the pup kicks softly, reminder that he's not the only one who got hurt today, and Kael would burn the world for their family. Arion knows this, accepted it when he agreed to be Kael's spouse, knew what kind of man he was falling in love with. Doesn't mean it's easy to watch. The car pulls up to a building Arion recognizes, the private residence where Kael keeps them hidden from the Syndicate's prying eyes. Safe, secure, anonymous, their secret. For now, Kael helps Arion out of the car with careful hands. Riven and Soren follow them inside, already talking in low voices about lawyers and investigators and leverage. Arion lets Kael guide him to the bedroom, lets him help peel off the damp shirt, lets him wrap a blanket around his shoulders and settle him on the bed. Rest, Kael says softly. I'll handle this. That's what I'm afraid of, Arion admits. Kael kneels in front of him, places both hands on Arion's stomach with reverence that makes Arion's throat tight. The pup kicks in response. "Hello, Papa." Kael's expression softens. "Just for a moment. Just for them. I will never let anyone hurt you again," he says. "Either of you. Do you understand?" Arion nods, not trusting his voice. Kael presses a kiss to his forehead, gentle, lingering, then stands. At the door, he pauses, looks back. "Get some sleep. Tomorrow, the real work begins." The door closes with a soft click. Arion pulls the blanket tighter, hand resting on his belly where the pup is finally, blessedly calm. Outside, he can hear the brothers talking, planning, strategizing, and somewhere across the city, Silas Devereux is probably just now realizing he should be afraid. Will Arion try to stop Kael's revenge, or will he let justice take its course? Comment your thoughts. The lobby hasn't emptied. If anything, more people have gathered. Hotel guests clustering near the walls, staff whispering behind marble pillars, curious onlookers drawn by the commotion like moths to a flame. Phones are still out, still recording. Silas stands in the center of it all, face flushed red, breathing hard through his nose. His carefully styled hair is disheveled now. His tie slightly crooked, the veneer of control cracking at the edges. "Everyone out," he snaps at the crowd. "This is a private establishment. You're all trespassing. Nobody moves, because the Kovan brothers are still here." Riven leans against the reception desk, arms crossed, radiating menace. Every muscle in his body looks coiled to spring. His red-tinted locks frame a face carved from controlled fury. Soren stands near the entrance, blocking the exit with deceptive casualness. His amber eyes track every person in the room, cataloging faces, memorizing details. And Kael stands in the exact spot where Arion was humiliated, where water soaked into marble, where his pregnant spouse was mocked and degraded in front of strangers. His expression is ice. "You're still here," Silas says, trying for authority and landing somewhere near panic. "I asked you to leave." "You don't give me orders," Kael replies, voice soft, deadly. Silas laughs, high, nervous. "Listen, I don't know who you think you are, but this is my hotel, my property. I have every right to refuse service to anyone I choose. Do you?" Not a question. "Yes, especially to Omegas who..." Riven pushes off the desk so fast Silas stumbles backward. "Finish that sentence." "I dare you." Soren's hand shoots out, catching Riven's shoulder. "Not yet. He called our brother's spouse." "I know what he called them," Soren interrupts smoothly. "Everyone knows. It's on video. Trending, actually." Silas pales. "That video it's taken out of context. That Omega was. His name," Kael says quietly, "is Arion." Something in his tone makes the entire room hold its breath. "Arion," Kael continues, each word precise as a scalpel, "is my spouse, the mother of my unborn pup. And you poured water on him like he was garbage." The silence is deafening. Silas's mouth opens, closes, opens again. I didn't know. You didn't ask. He didn't say. He shouldn't have to." Kael takes one step forward, just one, but it feels like the walls close in. Basic human decency doesn't require an introduction. Silas backs up. His heel catches on nothing and he nearly trips. "Look, if I'd known he was connected to someone important..." "There it is," Soren murmurs from the door. Kael tilts his head. "So if he wasn't connected to me, the humiliation would be acceptable?" "That's not. I didn't mean." "Answer the question." Silas swallows hard. His eyes dart around the room, looking for an exit, an ally, anything. He finds nothing. "I treat all my guests with respect." "Lie," Riven says flatly. "I do. I run a respectable establishment with standards." "More lies," Soren adds helpfully. Kael moves closer, not threatening, not yet, just closing distance with predatory patience. "How many other Omegas have you humiliated? How many people have you degraded because you thought they couldn't fight back? I never. Security footage, Soren interrupts, pulling out his phone. I'm already pulling permits to subpoena it. Want to bet on what we'll find? Silas's face goes from red to white in seconds. Thought so, Soren says mildly. Kael stops 3 feet away, close enough that Silas can feel the threat radiating off him like heat, far enough that no one can claim intimidation. You're going to apologize, Kael says. What? To Arion, publicly. You're going to issue a statement taking full responsibility for your actions. Silas's jaw works. I can't just. You can and you will. My reputation should be your last concern right now. Kael's voice drops even lower. Because your reputation is the only thing keeping you safe. The implication lands like a hammer. Silas takes another step back. Are you threatening me? I don't threaten, Kael replies calmly. I promise. Riven grins. It's not friendly. Big difference. This is, you can't do this. Silas's voice rises, desperation bleeding through. I have lawyers, connections. The city council will distance themselves from you within 48 hours, Soren interrupts. Already started, actually. Mayor's office called. They're very concerned about the optics. Silas's face crumbles. This is insane. Over 1 Omega. Wrong thing to say. The temperature drops. Kael doesn't move, doesn't blink, but something shifts in his eyes. Something dark and absolute. His name, he repeats, voice soft as death, is Arion. Silas realizes his mistake too late. Kael continues, each word measured. And yes, over 1 Omega. My Omega. The person I chose to build a family with. The person carrying my pup. He pauses. You touched my family, so now I'm going to touch yours. My family has nothing to do with your hotel, Kael clarifies. Your business, your reputation, your legacy, everything you've built. I'm going to take it apart piece by piece. You can't. I already am. Soren holds up his phone. 3 lawsuits filed as of 20 minutes ago. Discrimination, hostile environment, labor violations. Want to guess who's representing the plaintiffs? Silas stares. This is illegal. Harassment. I'll sue. Please do, Kael invites. I look forward to discovery, to deposing your staff, to reviewing every complaint filed against this establishment for the last decade. There aren't any. More lies. Riven sing-songs. Silas's legs give out. He drops into a chair, head in his hands. This is insane. All of this over a misunderstanding. Is that what you're calling it? Kael asks. I didn't know he was pregnant. Would it have mattered? Silence. Kael nods slowly. That's what I thought. He turns to leave. Riven and Soren fall in beside him, a unit moving with practiced precision. At the door, Kael pauses, doesn't look back. You have 24 hours to issue that apology. After that, I stop being patient. And if I refuse? Silas calls out, voice breaking. Kael's answer is soft, final. Then you'll learn exactly what the Kovan Syndicate does to people who hurt our family. The doors close behind them with a whisper. Inside, Silas sits alone in his gilded lobby, surrounded by witnesses with phones, knowing every word was recorded, knowing it's already too late. Outside, someone posts the video with a caption. Hotel owner learns he messed with the wrong family. It goes viral in minutes. And somewhere in a quiet apartment across the city, Arion sleeps with one hand on his belly, not knowing that Kael just declared war. Do you think Silas will apologize? Or will he try to fight back? Let us know below. Kael doesn't speak on the drive back. Riven keeps glancing at him through the rearview mirror, jaw tight, waiting for orders that don't come. Soren types on his phone with methodical precision, building something that will take days to fully understand but hours to execute. And Kael just stares out the window, at the city lights blurring past, at the reflection of his own face in the glass, expressionless, controlled, giving nothing away. Inside, he's calculating. Every angle, every move, every consequence 3 steps ahead of everyone else. People expect him to explode, to rage, to show the kind of volcanic fury that makes headlines and creates legends. They don't understand. Kael doesn't explode. He eviscerates. Say something, Riven finally mutters. You're creeping me out with the silence. There's nothing to say. Nothing to... Riven barks a laugh. Brother, you just threatened a man in front of 50 witnesses. We need a plan. We have one. Which is patience. Riven slams a hand on the steering wheel. I don't do patience. I do consequences. Fast ones. And that's why you don't run the syndicate, Soren says mildly without looking up from his phone. Watch it. Both of you stop. Kael's voice cuts through the brewing argument like a blade. Quiet. Absolute. We do this my way. Silence settles again. Riven grips the wheel harder but says nothing. Soren keeps typing. The car glides through empty streets, past buildings that look identical in the dark. They're going to expect retaliation, Soren says after a moment. The syndicate, the families, everyone's watching now. Let them watch. Kael, I said. Kael repeats, voice dropping to that register that means the discussion is over. Let them watch. The car pulls up to the residence. Riven kills the engine but doesn't move to get out. Neither does Soren. They sit in weighted silence. He hurt Arion, Riven says quietly, in front of everyone. Made him feel small, afraid. I know. And you're just going to what? Sue him? File paperwork? That's not justice. It's not revenge, Kael corrects. Revenge is messy, emotional, short-term satisfaction with long-term consequences. He finally turns from the window, meeting Riven's eyes in the mirror. I'm not interested in revenge. Then what? Annihilation. The word hangs in the air like smoke. Soren looks up from his phone. Explain. Revenge wounds, Kael says calmly. It satisfies the ego but leaves the enemy standing, capable of recovery, capable of retaliation. He opens the car door. I don't want Silas wounded. I want him erased. Jesus, Riven breathes. Kael steps out into the cool night air. His brothers follow, drawn by gravity and loyalty and the absolute certainty in his voice. How? Soren asks. Systematically. Kael walks toward the building entrance. We pull every thread, every connection, every dirty secret he's buried. We expose him not as a villain but as incompetent, cruel, legally liable. And then, we let society do what it does best. Consume him. Riven shakes his head. That could take weeks. It'll take exactly as long as it needs to. And in the meantime, Kael pauses at the door. In the meantime, I take care of my family. The elevator ride up is silent. Each brother lost in thought. Riven still vibrating with unused aggression. Soren already 3 steps into whatever legal labyrinth he's constructing. Kael centered in that place of absolute control where emotion becomes fuel and fury becomes focus. They exit on the top floor. Their footsteps echo in the empty hallway. At the apartment door, Kael stops. I want everything on Silas Devereux by morning. Financial records, employee complaints, building permits, health violations, everything. Already on it, Soren confirms. And I want a list of every journalist who'll run the story, every outlet that'll amplify it. Done. And Riven, yeah. Kael looks at his brother. Nothing violent, nothing that can be traced back to us, nothing that puts Arion at risk. Riven's jaw works. He wants to argue, wants to push back, wants to solve this problem the way he solves all problems, with fists and fury. But he nods. Nothing violent. Good. Kael opens the door as quietly as possible. The apartment is dark except for a small lamp in the living room. He can hear water running in the bathroom. Arion must be awake. His brothers peel off to their respective rooms. They maintain separate residences officially, but tonight they're staying close. Protective. United, Kael moves through the apartment with practiced silence. His suit jacket, the one he wrapped around Arion, is draped over the couch, still damp. He picks it up, feels the weight of water, and something in his chest tightens. The bathroom door opens. Arion steps out, wearing one of Kael's shirts that falls to mid-thigh. His hair is damp from a shower, his face scrubbed clean. His hand rests on his stomach in that unconscious gesture Kael loves. He looks so young, so vulnerable, so completely unprepared for the kind of man Kael really is. "You're back," Arion says softly. "I am. Is he? Did you?" Arion stops, swallows. "What did you do?" "Nothing yet." Arion's shoulders drop with relief. "Good. That's good." Kael crosses the room, cups Arion's face in both hands with gentleness that contradicts everything he is. "Are you okay?" "I'm fine. Just tired." "And the pup?" "Sleeping, I think." Finally calm. Kael's thumb brushes Arion's cheekbone. "I'm sorry I wasn't there sooner. You couldn't have known. I should have been with you." "Kael, I should have been there," he repeats, voice rough. "And I wasn't. And you got hurt because I wasn't." Arion's hands cover his. "This isn't your fault. Everything that happens to you is my responsibility. That's not how relationships work. It's how mine works." They stand there in the dim light, foreheads nearly touching, breathing the same air. "What happens now?" Arion asks quietly. "Now?" Kael's voice drops. "Now you rest, and I make sure nothing like this ever happens again. By destroying him." "Yes, Kael. He hurt you, Arion. He humiliated you in public, endangered our pup, filmed it." Kael's jaw tightens. "There have to be consequences for that." "But no." Firm, final. "This isn't negotiable." He crossed a line. Now he pays. Arion searches his eyes, looking for the softness he knows is buried under all that ice, looking for the man who holds him gently despite hands built for violence. "Just promise me," Arion whispers, "that you won't become someone I don't recognize." Kael pulls him closer, presses a kiss to his forehead. "I promise." He doesn't tell Arion that the man he's afraid Kael will become is the man Kael's always been. He just holds his spouse, feels the flutter of life between them, lets the moment ground him before the storm, because tomorrow the real work begins. And Silas Devereux has no idea what's coming. Should Arion trust Kael's methods? Or does he have reason to be worried? Tell us what you think. The video spreads like wildfire. By morning, it's everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Reddit threads dissecting every frame. News outlets picking it up for their morning segments. Think pieces about discrimination and power dynamics and the treatment of pregnant omegas in upscale establishments. Silas Devereux's name trends for all the wrong reasons. And Kael watches it all unfold from his apartment, coffee in hand, expression neutral as death. "It's perfect," Soren says, standing beside him at the window overlooking the city. Public outrage. Celebrity reshares. A state senator just called for an investigation. Good. The hotel's reservation system crashed from cancellations. Better. And Silas issued a statement. Soren pulls it up on his tablet. Quote, "I deeply regret the misunderstanding that occurred in my establishment. I take full responsibility and am committed to diversity training for all staff." End quote. Kael's lip curls. Misunderstanding. Legally safe. Emotionally insufficient. Exactly what we expected. Arion, still sleeping. Soren glances toward the bedroom. Riven's watching the door like a guard dog. Kael takes another sip of coffee. The city below is waking up. People rushing to work, living their lives, completely unaware that in this apartment, war is being strategized with surgical precision. "What's phase 2? Soren asks. "Lawsuits are filed? 6 of them. Discrimination, hostile workplace, labor violations, building code infractions, health department complaints, and a personal lawsuit from Arion for emotional distress." Arion didn't. I filed it on his behalf, with his verbal consent from last night. Kael turns. When did you get verbal consent? When you were in the shower. He said, and I quote, "Do whatever you think is right." Soren smiles faintly. I think this is right. Kael nods slowly. What else? Media blitz. I have 5 journalists ready to run in-depth pieces. 3 of them are investigating Silas's history. One's focusing on Omega discrimination. The last one's doing a profile on you. Kill that one. Already did, but they'll try again. You just became public. I'm aware. How do you feel about that? Kael looks back at the window, at his reflection, at the man the world will now know exists. I don't feel anything about it. Arion's safety matters. My privacy doesn't. The syndicate's going to have questions. Let them. About your spouse. About the pup. About why they didn't know. Let them. Soren's phone buzzes. He glances down, eyebrows rising. Silas just held a press conference. Kael's attention sharpens. Show me. Soren pulls up the live stream. Silas stands in front of the hotel, looking haggard. Dark circles under his eyes. Tyascu. Expression somewhere between desperate and defiant. I want to address the incident that occurred yesterday, Silas says to the cameras. What the video doesn't show is context. That Omega, that person, came in without identification, without reservation, acting suspiciously. Oh no, Soren breathes, and I had every right to question their intentions. We've had issues with people posing as guests to gain access to our wealthy clientele. I was protecting my establishment. Kael's phone rings. He answers without looking. Riven. Did you see this clown? Riven's voice crackles with fury. He's doubling down. I see it. He just called Arion suspicious. I heard. Let me handle him. 5 minutes. Nobody will find the body. No. Kael. This is better. Kael watches Silas dig his grave deeper with every word. Let him talk. On screen, a reporter asks, Are you saying the pregnant Omega deserved to be humiliated? Silas's face flushes. I'm saying I had legitimate concerns about security. By pouring water on them? I was making a point. What point? Silas stammers, fumbles, makes it worse. That people need to respect boundaries. The comments section explodes. He's done, Soren says quietly. He just ended himself. Kael watches with the detached interest of a scientist observing an experiment. No satisfaction, no glee, just cold assessment. Send the recording to every outlet that hasn't picked it up yet, he instructs. Already done. And the lawyers? Watching, taking notes, building the case. Kael's phone buzzes again. A text from an unknown number. We need to meet. It's about your Omega. He stares at it. Soren leans over. Who's that? I don't know. Trace it. Already running. Kael's jaw tightens. Get Riven. Tell him we have a potential threat. On it. Soren disappears down the hall. Kael stays at the window, watching Silas's press conference devolve into chaos. Watching the man squirm under questions he can't answer. Behind him, the bedroom door opens. Arion emerges, rubbing sleep from his eyes. He's wearing Kael's shirt again. Hair mussed, face soft with lingering dreams. What's happening? He asks, voice rough. Silas is making it worse. Arion moves to the window. Kael immediately positions himself between Arion and the glass. Old instinct, protective positioning. He held a press conference? Arion asks. Yes. And called you suspicious. Said he had security concerns. Implied you deserved it. Arion's hand goes to his stomach. Oh, hey. Kael turns him gently. Look at me. Arion does. Eyes wide, uncertain. He's finished, Kael says quietly. Done. By tonight, that hotel will be toxic. By next week, it'll be closed. By next month, his name will be synonymous with discrimination. Because of me, because of him, because of choices he made. actions he took. Kael's hand covers Arion's on his stomach. You're just the catalyst. He's the cause. The pup kicks. Hello, Papa. Kael's expression softens fractionally. Morning, little one. Another kick. Stronger. Arion smiles despite everything. They know your voice. Good. They stand there, bathed in morning light, while outside the world tears Silas Devereux apart pixel by pixel. Kael's phone buzzes again. Same unknown number. Tonight, Pier 47. Come alone or I expose everything about him. Ice floods Kael's veins. What is it? Arion asks. Kael locks the phone. Nothing important. Kael. I need to make some calls. Will you eat something? For the pup. Arion studies him with those two perceptive eyes. You're lying to me. I'm protecting you. That's not the same thing. It is to me. They stare at each other. Two people who love each other, who don't always understand each other, who are learning that love and truth aren't always the same thing. Fine, Arion says finally. I'll eat, but you'll tell me eventually. When it's safe. That's not. Kael kisses him. Soft, brief, ending the argument without winning it. Arion sighs against his lips. You're impossible. I know. And secretive. That too. And another kiss. Longer this time. When they break apart, Arion's face is flushed. Not fair. Completely fair. Riven and Soren return, whispering urgently. They see Arion and immediately go quiet. Too quiet. Arion looks between them. What's wrong? Nothing. All three brothers say in unison. Arion's eyes narrow. I'm pregnant, not stupid. Nobody said. Someone texted Kael. Someone who knows about me. About us. Arion's hand tightens on his stomach. Who? Silence. Kael, Arion says softly, dangerously. Who knows? Kael exchanges glances with his brothers. Weighs options. Calculates risks. Decides on truth. I don't know yet, he admits. But I'm going to find out. How? They want to meet. Tonight. Then we all go. No. Kael. They said come alone. If I bring anyone, they expose you. The pup. Everything. Arion goes pale. This is because of yesterday. Because I went to that hotel. Because I... Stop. Kael grips his shoulders. This is not your fault. Someone's been watching. Waiting. They would have found out eventually. But... No buts. I handle this. You stay safe. I don't want you going alone. I won't be. Kael glances at his brothers. I'll have backup. They just won't see it. Riven grins. Now we're talking. Soren nods. I'll position surveillance. Track the number. Run facial recognition on anyone in a 3-block radius. Good. Arion looks between them. These three men who move like a single unit. Who communicate in half sentences and loaded glances. Who protect what's theirs with absolute conviction. I hate this, Arion whispers. I know. I hate that someone's threatening us. They won't for long. Promise. Kael pulls him close. Lets him feel the solid reality of protection and power and unshakable commitment. I promise. Outside, the sun climbs higher. Silas Devereux's press conference ends in disaster. The internet erupts with fury. And somewhere in the city, someone watches it all. Knowing exactly what they're going to do. Knowing exactly how to hurt the Kovan Syndicate where it matters most. A black SUV pulls up outside the apartment building. The driver looks up at Kael's window, smiles, and drives away. Who's threatening Kael's family? Drop your theories in the comments. The pup won't stop kicking. Arion presses both hands to his stomach, breathing through the discomfort that's edging toward pain. It's been like this for an hour now. Constant movement, agitated thrashing. Like the baby can sense the tension saturating every corner of the apartment. Easy, Arion whispers. Please, easy. Another kick. Harder. He winces, bracing against the kitchen counter. His shirt rides up, exposing the stretched skin of his belly. He can see the movement now. actual shapes pressing outward, tiny limbs testing boundaries. Arion. He looks up. Kael stands in the doorway, still dressed from the morning meetings, tie loosened, sleeves rolled to his elbows. His eyes track immediately to Arion's stomach, then to his face. How long? Kael asks, crossing the room in 3 strides. Hour, maybe more. Kael's hands replace Arion's, larger, warmer, steadier. He applies gentle pressure, feeling the movements beneath his palms. His jaw tightens. That's not normal. I know. When did it start? Arion hesitates. After the video, after Silas's press conference, after everything. Kael's expression darkens. The stress. I'm trying to stay calm. I know you are. Kael guides him toward the couch. Sit. Elevate your feet. Arion obeys, too tired to argue. The pup kicks again, and he makes a small sound he can't suppress. Kael kneels in front of him, places his forehead against Arion's belly with such gentleness it makes Arion's throat tight. Listen to me, Kael murmurs to their unborn child. I know you're scared. I know you feel everything your mama feels. But you need to rest now. Save your strength. The kicking doesn't stop. Kael tries again, voice dropping to that rumble that Arion feels more than hears. I'm going to fix this. Going to make everything safe. But I need you to help me by staying calm. Can you do that? Still nothing. Arion runs his fingers through Kael's hair. They're too young to understand. They understand more than you think. Kael lifts his head. They know when you're afraid. I'm not. Don't lie to me. Not harsh. Just honest. You've been terrified since yesterday. Since that hotel. Since the text started. Arion looks away. I'm trying not to be. Trying doesn't change reality. Then what do I do? Arion's voice cracks. How do I stop being afraid when someone's threatening us? When you're walking into danger tonight. When I can't protect either of you. The admission breaks something loose. Tears spill before he can stop them. Kael rises, sitting beside him, pulling him close. You don't have to protect us. That's my job. But what if? No what ifs. Kael. No. Firm. Final. I'm not discussing possibilities. I'm telling you facts. Fact 1. I will handle the meeting tonight. Fact 2. Riven and Soren will have my back. Fact 3. Nobody touches you or our pup. Ever. Arion wants to believe him, wants to trust in the absolute certainty in Kael's voice. But the pup keeps kicking, keeps fighting against something they can't name but can feel in every cell. Call someone, Arion whispers. Please, something's wrong. Kael's already reaching for his phone. Soren, get Dr. Amari here. Now. On it comes the reply through the speaker. Kael disconnects, keeps one hand on Arion's stomach, the other cradling his face. 20 minutes. She'll be here in 20 minutes. What if it's too early? What if the stress caused? Stop. Don't spiral. But Arion can't help it. Can't stop the thoughts cascading through his mind like dominoes falling. The water, the humiliation, the viral video, the threats, the stress flooding his system, crossing the placenta, reaching their baby. This is my fault, he breathes. No, I went to that hotel, which you had every right to do. I put us at risk. Silas put you at risk. The person texting put us at risk. You did nothing wrong. Then why does it feel like I did? Kael has no answer for that. The pup kicks again. Violent, distressed. Arion gasps, doubling over. Kael, I'm here. I've got you. It hurts. I know. Just breathe. Riven appears in the doorway. Doctor's 10 minutes out. Anything I can do. Water, Kael orders. Cold compress. And tell Soren to push that meeting back. You're not going? Not until I know they're okay. Riven disappears. Returns with water and a compress in record time. Kael presses the cool cloth to Arion's forehead while coaxing him to drink. The pup's movements slow. Marginally. That's it, Kael murmurs. Good. Just like that. Arion leans into him, exhausted. I'm sorry. For what? For being weak. Kael's arms tighten. You're carrying our child while the world tries to tear us apart. That's not weak. That's the strongest thing I've ever seen. The words hit something deep, something Arion didn't know he needed to hear. He closes his eyes, breathes, tries to find center. The apartment door opens. Dr. Amari sweeps in, tall, dark-skinned, silver locks pulled back, carrying a medical bag that looks older than she is. Where's my patient? She asks, all business. Here, Kael says, not moving from his protective position. Dr. Amari assesses them both with sharp eyes. Stress response. Yes. How long? Hour and change. She nods, setting down her bag. Let me examine them. You? She points at Kael. Breathe. You're making it worse. Kael blinks. I'm not. You're radiating anxiety like a furnace. The Omega feels it. The pup feels it. Breathe. Kael forces himself to inhale. Exhale. Center. Dr. Amari works with efficient gentleness. Checks vitals. Measures. Listens with a handheld device that amplifies the rapid flutter of the pup's heartbeat. There, she says, adjusting the position. Hear that? Arion listens. Fast but steady. Strong. They're okay? He asks. Stressed but stable. Heart rates elevated but not dangerous. Dr. Amari straightens. You need rest. Real rest. Not this. She gestures around. Whatever crisis you're managing. There's a situation, Kael starts. I don't care. She cuts him off with the authority of someone who's delivered babies in war zones. Your situation can wait. This pup cannot. If the stress continues, we're looking at premature labor. Possibly tonight. Arion goes cold. Kael's face becomes stone. What do we need to do? Bed rest. Calm environment. No excitement. No threats. No midnight meetings with people who want to expose your family. She pins Kael with a look. You think I don't know what's happening? The video's everywhere. The text started this morning. And you're planning something stupid for tonight. How did you? I delivered you and your brothers. I know how you think. She packs her equipment. Cancel the meeting or go without him. Those are your options. I can't. Then choose. The room falls silent. Kael looks at Arion, at the exhaustion etched into his face, at the hand pressed protectively over their pup, at everything he stands to lose if he makes the wrong call. I'll go alone, he says finally. Kael, no, Arion protests. You need rest. The pup needs calm. I need to handle this. He kisses Arion's forehead. Dr. Amari stays with you. Riven guards the door. Soren runs surveillance. Nobody gets near you. But you'll be vulnerable. I've been vulnerable before. Not like this. Not when someone knows. Which is exactly why I'm ending it tonight. Dr. Amari gathers her bag. You have until midnight. After that, I'm sedating him regardless of your meeting. Understood. She leaves with a warning look that promises consequences if Kael fails. Arion grabs Kael's hand. Don't go. I have to. Please. Arion. They'll hurt you. They'll use me against you. Kael kisses him quiet, soft, desperate, final. Nobody, he whispers against Arion's lips, hurts my family. Not anymore. He stands, straightens his tie, becomes the alpha the world fears. At the door, he pauses. I love you, he says without turning around. Arion's voice breaks. I love you too. Kael walks out. The door closes, and Arion sits alone with a restless pup and the terrible knowledge that tonight might change everything. Will Kael make it back safely? Comment your predictions below and subscribe so you don't miss what happens next. Riven drops 3 files on the conference table. They land with the weight of consequences. Soren looks up from his laptop. What am I looking at? Everything we need to bury Silas Devereux. Riven flips open the first file. Financial records. 3 offshore accounts. Money laundering through hotel renovations. How'd you get this? Don't ask questions you don't want answered. Soren scans the documents. His eyebrows rise. This is federal territory. I know. We hand this over, he's not just losing his hotel. He's going to prison. Good. Kael enters the room, still buttoning his cuffs. His face is unreadable, but his eyes are sharp. What do we have? Riven slides the second file across. Employee testimonies. 17 people. All documenting harassment, discrimination, wage theft. 3 have lawyers already. The rest are waiting for protection before they come forward. Give them protection. Done. They're being moved to safe houses tonight. And the third file? Riven hesitates. Soren answers instead. Building violations. Health code failures. Fire hazards. The hotel shouldn't be open. Hasn't been up to code in 5 years. Kael's expression doesn't change, but something flickers behind his eyes. He's been bribing inspectors. Multiple. We have proof. Names. Payment records. Everything. Who compiled this? I did, Soren says. Took all night, but it's airtight. Kael nods slowly. And the meeting tonight? Still on. Pier 47. 8 p.m. Soren pulls up a map on his screen. I'll have eyes on every angle. Heat signatures. Audio. The works. And if it's a trap? Then we spring it first. Riven leans forward. Let me come with you. No. Kael. You stay with Arion. That's non-negotiable. He has Dr. Amari. And you. Kael's voice drops. If something happens to me tonight, you protect him. Both of them. You get them out of the city. Out of the country if necessary. You disappear. Riven's face goes slack. You think it's that bad? I think someone knows about Arion. About the pup. About our weakness. Kael straightens. And I think they're going to try to use it. Then don't go. Not an option. Why not? Because if I don't, they'll come here. And I'm not letting that happen. Silence falls heavy. Soren closes his laptop. I ran the number. Burner phone. Purchased cash in a convenience store downtown. No cameras. No trail. Professional, Kael observes. Very. Whoever this is knows what they're doing. Syndicate. Maybe. Or someone pretending to be. Kael processes this. Either way, they know too much. Agreed. So we give them what they want. Both brothers stare at him. Explain, Soren demands. They want to meet, to talk, to leverage information. Kael's voice is clinical. So I meet, I talk, I let them think they have power. And then I take it away. Riven grins despite himself. How? By making sure their information doesn't matter anymore. Kael taps the files. We go public first. Before they can. We control the narrative. Soren's eyes widen. You want to announce Arion? Yes. The Syndicate will lose their minds. Let them. Kael, think about this. I have. All night. Every scenario. Every angle. Kael's jaw sets. Arion's already been exposed. The video's viral. People know he's connected to me. It's only a matter of time before someone puts the pieces together. But if we announce, we take away their leverage. Can't threaten to expose something that's already public. Riven nods slowly. It's risky. Everything's risky now. And Arion? Does he know you're planning this? Kael's silence answers. You need to tell him, Soren says quietly. I will. After tonight. That's not fair. Fair doesn't matter. Safe matters. And he's safer if the world knows he's mine before some anonymous threat can use it against us. The logic is sound, cold, strategic. It's also terrifying. When? Riven asks. Tomorrow. Press conference. Full disclosure. Kael looks at his brothers. I need you both there. United front. Always, Riven says immediately. Soren nods. What about the Syndicate's reaction? I'll handle it. They might see it as weakness. An alpha with a public omega is an alpha with something to protect. That's not weakness. That's clarity. Some won't see it that way. Then they're welcome to challenge me. The temperature drops. Riven's grin returns. I almost hope they do. Kael checks his watch. 6 hours until the meeting. Soren, I need the surveillance ready. Riven, I need you with Arion. Nobody in or out without clearance. Done. And if anything happens to me, stop. Riven interrupts. Nothing's happening to you. If anything happens, Kael repeats. You know what to do. The brothers exchange glances. Some conversation happening without words. We know, Soren says finally. Kael nods, starts to leave, stops at the door. Thank you, he says, quiet, sincere, for having my back. Always. Both brothers answer in unison. Kael walks out. Riven looks at Soren. He's going to do something stupid tonight. Probably. Should we stop him? Can we? Fair point. Soren reopens his laptop, pulls up camera feeds, street maps, contingency plans stacked on contingency plans. We make sure he comes back, he says. And if he doesn't, then we make sure whoever took him regrets it. Riven cracks his knuckles. Now you're speaking my language. Outside, the sun begins its descent. Silas Devereux's hotel sits empty. Reservations canceled. Staff quitting. Investors pulling out. The internet continues its feast. And somewhere, someone watches the chaos with satisfaction. Checks their watch. Sends one more text. Don't be late. I'd hate for anything to happen to your Omega while you're gone. The message delivers. Read receipt appears. And Kael Kovan's carefully constructed control cracks just slightly. Enough to be dangerous. What will Kael find at Pier 47? Drop your theories and subscribe to see what happens next. Silas stares at his phone. The screen displays numbers that don't make sense. Can't be real. Must be a mistake. 20,000 cancellations in 6 hours. His hands shake. The hotel lobby is empty. Has been since noon. Staff calling out sick. Guests checking out early. Tour groups canceling. Wedding parties demanding refunds. The silence echoes. He's alone in a building designed for hundreds. Surrounded by gold fixtures and marble floors and crystal chandeliers that cost more than most people make in a year. All of it worthless now. His phone buzzes again. Another email. Another cancellation. Another nail in the coffin. He opens his laptop instead. Types his own name into Google. Immediately regrets it. The first result is the video. 2 million views. Comments disabled because they got too cruel. News articles below that. Opinion pieces. Think tanks. Senators calling for investigations. His name is poison. He scrolls down. Finds the press conference footage. Watches himself stammer and fumble and make everything worse. No, he whispers to the empty room. No, that's not. I didn't mean. But the video doesn't care what he meant. Nobody cares. His lawyer's email sits unread in his inbox. Subject line, we need to talk. He deletes it without opening. His accountant sent 3 messages. He ignores those 2. His wife called twice. He sent her to voicemail. Because what can he say? That he destroyed everything over one Omega? One moment of cruelty that felt so justified in the moment? One decision that seemed so small? His phone rings. Unknown number. He almost doesn't answer. Then thinks maybe it's a reporter willing to hear his side. Maybe someone who understands. He answers. Hello, Mr. Devereux. The voice is male. Smooth. Unfamiliar. I've been trying to reach you. Who is this? Someone who can help. But first, you need to understand exactly how much trouble you're in. Silas straightens. I don't need. Do you know who Kael Kovan is? The name stops him cold. Ah yes, the Omega's spouse. No, the voice hardens. The Omega's name is Arion, and Kael Kovan is the head of the Kovan Syndicate. Do you understand what that means? Silas's throat closes. He Googles frantically, types Kovan Syndicate with trembling fingers. The results load. His blood turns to ice. organized crime family, political connections, business empire spanning 3 states, known for being ruthless, methodical, patient. And Kael Kovan is the worst of them all. Oh God. Silas breathes. Now you're catching on. I didn't know. That's not a defense. That's the problem. The voice continues, relentless. You humiliated his pregnant spouse, on camera, in front of witnesses, and then you doubled down. The press conference, I was trying to explain. You were trying to justify cruelty. There's no explanation for that. Silas feels the walls closing in. What do you want? I want you to understand what's coming. The lawsuits, the investigations, the criminal charges. Criminal, money laundering, bribery, labor violations. Should I continue? How do you know about? Because Kael Kovan knows, and he's going to use every single thing you've buried to destroy you. Silas stands on shaking legs, paces. There has to be something, some way to fix this. There isn't. Please. Begging won't help. Running won't help. The only thing that might help is accepting responsibility. Actual responsibility, not the corporate apology you issued. I apologized. You blamed the victim. Again. Silas stops pacing, looks at his reflection in the gilded mirror, barely recognizes himself. Dark circles, hollow eyes, face aged 10 years in 2 days. What do I do? He asks quietly. That's up to you. But understand this, Kael Kovan doesn't forgive, doesn't forget, and he's coming for everything you have. The line goes dead. Silas stands alone in the empty lobby, phone pressed to his ear, listening to nothing. He lowers it slowly, opens his email. The lawyer's message is still there. We need to talk. He opens it. It's worse than he imagined. 6 lawsuits filed. Federal investigation launched. State compliance review pending. Criminal charges being considered. Everything he built. Everything he worked for. Everything he inherited from his father and grandfather. Gone. Because of one moment. One choice. One person he underestimated. His phone buzzes. A text from his wife. I'm taking the kids to my mother's. Don't contact us. Another text. His brother, you're on your own. I can't be associated with this. Another. His business partner. I'm out. Papers are being filed. They're all leaving, like rats from a sinking ship. And Silas is the ship, taking on water, going down slow. He walks to the bar, pours himself 3 fingers of whiskey, downs it, pours another. His hands won't stop shaking. On his laptop, another news alert. Kovan Syndicate expected to make announcement regarding viral hotel incident. Silas clicks it. The article is speculation, theories, suggestions that Kael might go public with his relationship, that he might press charges beyond civil court, that he might make an example. Silas pours another drink. Outside, the sun sets over the city. Streetlights flicker on. People walk past the hotel without looking up. Without carrying that inside, a man's entire life is crumbling. His phone rings again. He doesn't answer, just sits in the dark, in the empty building, surrounded by luxury that means nothing anymore, and waits for the other shoe to drop. Because it will. Kael Kovan promised consequences, and Silas is learning that some people keep their promises. What will Kael do to Silas? Will he show mercy or deliver justice? Subscribe and share your thoughts below. Kael arrives at the pier at 7:45. Early, calculated. Gives him time to assess the location. The pier is abandoned. Has been for years. Wood rotted in places. Metal rusted. Water slapping against pylons below with rhythmic patience. He walks the length of it. Boots echoing on decayed boards. Checking sight lines. Exit routes. Ambush positions. Soren's voice crackles in his earpiece. I have you on thermal. 3 heat signatures within a quarter mile. None moving toward you yet. Copy. Say the word and I pull you out. Won't be necessary. Kael. I'm fine. Stay on surveillance. He reaches the end of the pier, turns, surveys the approach. Whoever chose this location knows what they're doing. Limited access. Water on 3 sides. Only one way in and out. Easy to trap someone, or easy to control who enters. His phone buzzes. Text from the unknown number. You came alone. Smart. Kael doesn't respond. Another text. Turn around. He does. A figure stands at the pier's entrance, silhouetted against streetlights. Tall, lean, moving with purpose. They walk closer. Kael's hand doesn't go to his weapon, doesn't reach for the knife in his boot, just hangs loose at his side. Ready. The figure enters the light. Kael's jaw tightens. "Hello, cousin," says Malik Kovan. The family resemblance is undeniable. Same dark skin, same build, same eyes that miss nothing. But where Kael's face is controlled, Malik's is smiling, friendly, which makes him more dangerous. "Malik." Kael's voice is flat. "I should have known." "Should you?" Malik stops 10 feet away, hands in pockets, posture relaxed. "I've been very careful. Not careful enough." "Oh, I don't know. I got you here, didn't I?" "Why?" Straight to business. No pleasantries. No, "How have you been?" No, "Why did you disappear 3 years ago?" "I don't care why you disappeared. I care why you're threatening my family." Malik's smile widens. "There it is. Family. You always were sentimental about that word. What do you want?" "What I've always wanted. What should have been mine." Understanding dawns cold. "The Syndicate. Very good. You think threatening Arion will get you control?" "I think having leverage over you will get me control." Malik takes a step closer. "See, you made a mistake, cousin. You fell in love, got attached, created a weakness." "He's not a weakness. Pregnant Omega? Secret spouse? Unborn pup?" Malik laughs. "That's the definition of weakness in our world." Kael's expression doesn't change. "You miscalculated." "Did I?" "You think exposing Arion hurts me. It doesn't. It frees me." Malik's smile falters. "What?" "Tomorrow, I'm holding a press conference. Full disclosure. Public announcement. The Syndicate will know. The city will know. Everyone will know. You're bluffing." "Am I?" Kael pulls out his phone. Shows the press release. "Already drafted. Ready to send." "The only thing your threat accomplished was accelerating my timeline." Malik's face hardens. "You can't." "I can. I am. And you just lost your only leverage. The Syndicate will see it as weakness. Let them. I'd rather be weak publicly than vulnerable privately. They'll challenge you. Let them." Kael's voice drops. "I've been challenged before. I'm still standing." Malik's hands come out of his pockets. Empty, but tense. "This isn't over." "It is. You have nothing. No leverage. No secrets. No power. I could still hurt him. Try. One word. Cold as death. And find out what happens when you threaten my family." The air between them crackles. Soren's voice in Kael's ear. "Kael." 2 more signatures approaching. Fast. Kael doesn't react. Doesn't look away from Malik. "Did you really think I'd come alone?" Malik asks. "Did you really think I wouldn't plan for that?" Footsteps echo behind Malik. 2 men. Both armed. Both dangerous. But Kael just smiles. It's not a nice smile. "Soren." He says quietly into the calm now. Lights flood the pier. Blinding. Disorienting. The 2 men freeze. And Riven steps out of the shadows behind them. Gun drawn. Expression promising violence. "Surprise," Riven says cheerfully. Malik spins. "You said." "I said I'd come alone. I didn't say I'd stay alone." Kael's voice is reasonable. Calm. "You really should be more specific with your demands. This is over." "Yes, I know." Soren's voice. "Police en route. ETA 3 minutes. Malik's face goes pale. "You called the cops?" "I called friends. Federal friends. who are very interested in the weapons I see on your associates, and the blackmail, and the threats against a pregnant civilian. Kael, you lost, Malik. The moment you chose Arion as your target, you lost. We're family. We're family. Past tense. Kael steps forward, close enough to be heard clearly. You threaten my spouse, my pup, my home. You don't get to claim family after that. Sirens wail in the distance. Malik's associates drop their weapons, raise their hands, smart enough to know when they're beaten. Malik just stands there, shock slowly giving way to fury. The Syndicate will never accept. Then the Syndicate can challenge me, but Arion and our pup are off limits. Forever. You're making a mistake. The only mistake I made was not seeing you for what you are sooner. The police arrive, flood the pier with lights and uniforms and authority. Riven keeps his gun trained until they take over, then melts back into shadows like he was never there. Soren's voice, clean extraction. Meet at point B. Kael walks past Malik, doesn't look back, doesn't give him the satisfaction. This isn't over, Malik shouts. Kael stops, turns, meets his cousin's eyes one last time. Yes, he says quietly. It is, then walks away. Behind him, police read Miranda rights, cuff wrists, load criminals into vehicles. Kael walks back to where Soren waits with the car, slides into the passenger seat, removes his comm. Arion? He asks. Sleeping. Pup finally calmed down. Dr. Amari says they're both stable. Kael closes his eyes, lets relief flood through. And the press conference? Soren asks. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. I want the whole city there. They will be. The car pulls away from the pier, away from threats and family and the weight of secrets, toward home, toward Arion. Toward the future Kael is choosing openly instead of hiding. Thank you, he says. Soren glances over. For what? For having my back. Always. They drive in comfortable silence. And behind them, Malik Kovan sits in a police car, watching his cousin disappear, understanding too late that you don't threaten a Kovan's family. Not if you want to survive. Kael won this battle, but is the war over? Subscribe to find out what happens next and share your predictions in the comments. The press conference room is packed. Reporters shoulder to shoulder. Cameras aimed like weapons. Questions shouted before anyone takes the stage. Backstage, Arion adjusts his shirt. This one of Kael's. Hangs loose over his swollen belly. Comfortable. Safe. You don't have to do this, Kael says for the 10th time. Yes, I do. I can handle it alone. It's not just your story anymore. Arion meets his eyes. It's ours. Mine and the pups. We should be there. Kael searches his face, looking for doubt, fear, hesitation, finds only calm determination. Okay, he says finally, but if it gets overwhelming, I'll tell you, I promise. Riven pokes his head in. They're ready. Kael nods, takes Arion's hand, threads their fingers together. They walk out together. The room explodes with camera flashes and shouted questions. Kael guides Arion to the chairs, helps him sit before taking his own seat. Riven and Soren flank them. United front. Unbreakable wall. The moderator calls for quiet. Takes 3 tries before the room settles. Kael leans toward the microphone. Thank you all for coming. I have a statement to make. Then we'll take limited questions. He pulls out a paper. Prepared remarks. Carefully worded by lawyers and image consultants and people who understand public perception. He folds it, sets it aside, speaks from the heart instead. 3 days ago, my spouse was humiliated in a public hotel. Water was poured on them. They were mocked, degraded, filmed. The room is silent. My spouse is an Omega. They are pregnant with our first pup. They went to that hotel to plan something kind, something gentle. A surprise for our anniversary. Arion squeezes his hand. Instead, they were treated like they were nothing, less than nothing, because of their designation, their appearance, their perceived vulnerability. Kael's voice remains steady. I want to be clear. This was not a misunderstanding. This was not an accident. This was cruelty, directed at someone who deserved dignity, who deserved respect, who deserved basic human decency. Reporters scribble frantically. I am Kael Kovan, head of the Kovan Syndicate, and this, he gestures to Arion, is my spouse, Arion, the mother of my unborn pup, the person I have chosen to build a family with. Cameras flash. We have kept our relationship private for safety, because in our world, love is seen as weakness. Family is seen as liability. But I refuse to hide anymore. I refuse to let anyone use our love as leverage. He looks at Arion. I am proud to be their spouse, proud to be chosen by someone so kind, so strong, so good. Arion's eyes fill. And I want the world to know that anyone who threatens my family will face consequences. Legal consequences, financial consequences, personal consequences. The room shifts, sensing the steel beneath the sentiment. Silas Devereux made a choice. He chose cruelty. He is now facing those consequences. Multiple lawsuits, federal investigations, the loss of everything he built. Kael leans back. This is not revenge. This is accountability. This is justice. This is what happens when you decide that some people matter less than others. He opens the floor to questions. Chaos erupts. Mr. Kovan, how long have you been together? Arion, how far along are you? Will you press criminal charges? Is the syndicate aware? What about threats to your safety? Kael raises a hand. Silence falls. One at a time. A reporter stands. How does the syndicate feel about your public announcement? They'll adapt, or they won't. Either way, my family comes first. Another reporter, Arion, do you have anything to say? Arion leans toward the microphone, voice soft but clear. I forgive Silas Devereux. The room gasps. Kael's head whips toward him. Arion continues. I forgive him because holding anger will hurt me. Hurt our pup. But forgiveness doesn't mean there aren't consequences. It just means I'm choosing peace for my family. The reporters go wild. Kael stares at his spouse. This gentle, impossible person who just publicly forgave their abuser while supporting their punishment. That's all, Kael says into the microphone. Thank you. He stands, helps Arion up. They walk off stage surrounded by security and brothers and the weight of a city's attention. Backstage, Kael pulls Arion close. You didn't tell me you were going to say that. Would you have let me? No. That's why I didn't tell you. Kael laughs. Actually laughs. You're impossible. You love me anyway. I do. God help me, I do. The pup kicks. Hard enough that Kael feels it against his stomach. They both freeze. Did you? Arion starts. Yeah. Another kick. Stronger. Kael drops to his knees, presses his face against Arion's belly. Hello, little one. The pup kicks directly against his cheek. Arion laughs through tears. They know you. Of course they know me. I'm Papa. Riven and Soren watch from the doorway, not interrupting, just witnessing this moment, this family, this future they're building together. Outside, the press conference footage goes viral. Within an hour, the internet explodes with support. Condemnation of Silas. Praise for Arion's grace. Speculation about the Kovan Syndicate's reaction. Silas Devereux watches it from his empty hotel, sees Arion's forgiveness, sees the consequences outlined, sees his entire world end in real time. He closes his laptop, pours another drink, and begins the slow process of accepting that some mistakes can't be fixed. Across the city, Malik Kovan sits in a holding cell, watching the same footage on a guard's phone through bars, watching his cousin choose love over power, family over fear, and understanding that Kael just became untouchable, because a man with nothing to hide has nothing to lose. In the apartment, Kael carries Arion to bed, tucks him in with excessive care, sits beside him with one hand on his belly. What happens now? Arion asks sleepily. Now we wait. For the pup. For life. For whatever comes next. Together. Always together. The pup kicks one more time. Gentle. Content. And outside the window, a black SUV pulls up. Someone steps out. Looks up at Kael's window. Makes a phone call. It's done, they say. The Omega's exposed. The Kovan's vulnerable. Now we move. The voice on the other end laughs. Perfect. Tell me when he's alone. He's never alone. Not anymore. Then we'll have to change that. The SUV drives away. And in the apartment, Kael's phone buzzes. Unknown number. New message. Congratulations on going public. Now the real game begins. A friend. Kael stares at the screen, then deletes it, wraps his arm around Arion, and decides that whatever comes next, they'll face it together. Just like they always have. Just like they always will. Because some families are built on blood, and some are built on choice. And the Kovans just chose each other. Publicly, permanently, forever. Thank you for following Kael and Arion's journey. This is just the beginning of their story. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss part 2, where new threats emerge and the Kovan family must fight to protect what they've built. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your insights inspire us and help others feel less alone. What would you do in Arion's position? How far would you go to protect your family? Let us know, and remember, every story shared is a chance to inspire someone else. Hit that subscribe button and join our community. We can't wait to bring you more stories that matter. See you in the next chapter.